The Sui and Tang dynasties together represent a significant era in Chinese history. Following the turmoil of the Five Barbarians and the Northern and Southern dynasties, these unified empires marked one of the most prosperous periods in Chinese history. In 581 AD, Yang Jian ascended to power, taking over from Emperor Jing of Northern Zhou and establishing the Sui dynasty. Yang Jian, as emperor, implemented centralization through reforms like the 3 departments and 6 ministries system, consolidating power. He also dispatched Prince Yang Guang to conquer the Chun dynasty in the south, unifying China and ending nearly 300 years of fragmentation since the late Western Jin dynasty. Recognized by nomadic tribes as a sage Khan, Yang Jian's rule, alongside Empress Dugu Qianluo, was hailed as the prosperous Kaihuang era. However, Yang Jian's later years saw his decision to depose Crown Prince Yang Yong in favor of Yang Guang, which planted seeds for future turmoil. In 604 AD, Yang Guang succeeded as Emperor Yang, becoming the Sui dynasty's second emperor. To reduce the influence of powerful military groups, Emperor Yang moved the capital eastward to Luoyang and shifted alliances to counteract entrenched factions. He reinstated the imperial examination system, breaking the monopoly of talent by the Guanzhong elite, and strategically allied with southern clans by marrying Empress Xiao. Despite his efforts to strengthen his rule, Emperor Yang's aggressive campaigns, including 3 military expeditions to Goguryeo, severely depleted national resources. During his reign, China's population peaked at over 50 million, and the empire experienced a golden age of international prestige. However, his overambitious policies led to widespread discontent among the aristocracy and the outbreak of peasant uprisings, ultimately signaling the downfall of the Sui dynasty. The widespread unrest caused by internal and external pressures during Emperor Yang's reign eventually led to chaos. In 617 AD, Li Mi led the Wagong army in rebellion, and seeing the situation, Li Yuan also raised his forces in Jinyang under the pretense of restoring the Sui dynasty. His army quickly advanced and captured Chang'an, installing Yang Guang's grandson, Yang Yu, as a puppet emperor while proclaiming himself king of Tang. In the following year, Yang Guang was assassinated in Jiangdu, and his grandson Yang Hao was briefly declared emperor. Meanwhile, Yang Dong, another grandson, was declared emperor in Luoyang but was soon forced to cede the throne to the general Wang Shichong, who established the Zheng state. During this turbulent time, Li Yuan compelled Yang Yu to abdicate the throne, formally ending the Sui dynasty and founding the Tang dynasty. After becoming emperor, Li Yuan sent his sons, including Li Shimin, to lead campaigns against rivals such as Li Gui in Longxi, the Western Qin leader Xue Zhu and his son, Lu Wuzhou, and Dou Jianda. These victories allowed the Tang to unify much of the country. However, Li Yuan's indecision in his later years led to a succession crisis between Crown Prince Li Jiancheng and Prince Li Shimin. In 626 AD, Li Shimin launched the Xuanwu Gate incident, killing Li Jianqing and seizing power. Shortly after, Emperor Gaozu Li Yuan was forced to abdicate in favor of Li Shimin, who ascended as Emperor Taizong. As emperor, Taizong implemented domestic policies of frugality and recuperation while conducting successful military campaigns against the Eastern Turks, Gaochang, Kucha, and Tuyuhun, solidifying Tang control over border regions. These achievements marked the beginning of the reign of Zhengguan, a period of prosperity that laid the foundation for the Tang dynasty's golden age, which lasted over a century. In 649 AD, Emperor Taizong's reign concluded, leaving a legacy celebrated in Chinese history. After the death of Emperor Taizong Li Shimin in 649 AD, his son, Li Ji, ascended the throne as Emperor Gaozong of Tang. Gaozong continued the policies established by his father, ensuring stability and prosperity. Under his rule, and with the assistance of capable ministers, the Tang dynasty reached new heights of wealth and peace, a period referred to as the Eternal Glory era. Militarily, Gaozong expanded the empire's territory, defeating the Western Turks and other adversaries, achieving the largest territorial extent in Tang history. In the later years of his reign, due to health issues, Gaozong entrusted state affairs to his wife, Empress Wu Zetian, with whom he was collectively referred to as the Two Saints. After Gaozong's death in 683 AD, their son, Li Xian, ascended the throne as Emperor Xuanzong. However, tensions between Xuanzong and Wu Zetian led to his deposition. Wu Zetian replaced him with another son, Li Dan, who ruled as Emperor Ruizong, though he was largely a puppet under her control. In 690 AD, Wu Zetian formally declared herself emperor, establishing the Zhou dynasty and becoming the only female emperor in Chinese history. During her reign, she promoted capable officials like Di Renjie and Yao Chong, fostering economic and political stability, surpassing even the prosperity of the Jingguan era. This period is known as the Reign of Shangxin. In 705 AD, a coup led by Zhang Jianji forced Wu Zetian to abdicate, restoring the Tang dynasty with Emperor Xuanzong back on the throne. However, Xuanzong fell under the influence of his wife, Empress Wei, and their daughter, Princess Anil, leading to political corruption. Empress Wei, aspiring to become a second Wu Zetian, colluded with powerful officials, eventually poisoning and killing Xuanzong in 710 AD. Afterward, she installed Emperor Shang, Li Chongmao, a young puppet ruler, while seizing power for herself. Her rule was short-lived, as a countercoup led by Li Longji, later Emperor Xuanzong, restored order, marking another pivotal turn in Tang history. During the Tang dynasty, the political and military dynamics underwent significant shifts. In 710 AD, Li Longji, later Emperor Xuanzong, and his aunt, Princess Taiping, launched the Tanglong coup, eliminating Empress Wei and forcing Emperor Shang, Li Chongmao, to abdicate. Emperor Ruizong, Li Dan, was restored but soon clashed with Princess Taiping over power. To prevent further chaos, Ruizong abdicated in favor of his son, Li Longji, who became Emperor Xuanzong, while retaining partial authority as Taishang Huang, retired emperor. In 713 AD, Xuanzong preemptively launched the Xiantian coup, executing Princess Taiping, thus consolidating full control of the empire. Emperor Xuanzong then appointed capable officials like Yao Chong and Song Jing, ushering in the prosperous Kaiyuan era. This period marked the height of the Tang dynasty's power and cultural development. However, in his later years, Xuanzong neglected state affairs, favoring corrupt officials like Li Linfu and Yang Guozhong while indulging in his relationship with consort Yang Guifei. He also relied on non-Han generals like An Lushan to stabilize the empire's borders, inadvertently sowing seeds of conflict. The rivalry between Yang Guozhong and An Lushan escalated, leading to the outbreak of the An Lushan rebellion in 756 AD. An Lushan, under the pretense of targeting Yang Guozhong, rebelled and advanced rapidly toward Chang'an. As An Lushan's forces approached, Emperor Xuanzong fled the capital. During the retreat, at Maui Post Station, soldiers mutinied, killing Yang Guozhong and forcing Xuanzong to order the execution of consort Yang. Xuanzong eventually sought refuge in Chengdu, while the crown prince, Li Heng, moved north to Lingwu, declaring himself Emperor Suzong. Emperor Suzong rallied forces to recapture Chang'an and brought Xuanzong back to the capital, where Xuanzong was honored as Taishang Huang. However, Suzong's reliance on individuals like Empress Zhang and the eunuch Li Fugua allowed eunuch power to grow unchecked, further weakening the court. In 762 AD, both Emperor Xuanzong and Suzong died, leaving the throne to Suzong's eldest son, Emperor Daizong, Li Yu, marking another transition in Tang history amidst the ongoing challenges of governance and military stability. After Emperor Daizong, Li Yu ascended to the throne, he swiftly orchestrated the execution of the treacherous eunuch Li Fugua. He appointed his son, Li Chu, to command the Tang army, successfully quelling the An Lushan rebellion, which had plagued the empire for 8 years. However, the rebellion left the Tang dynasty severely weakened. Central authority diminished significantly, while regional military governors, Fanjin, gained increasing power, leading to fragmentation and a rise in eunuch dominance. Emperor Daizong passed away in 779 AD, succeeded by his eldest son, Li Kuo, known as Emperor Dizong. Early in Dizong's reign, he appointed capable officials and firmly opposed eunuch interference, creating a brief period of revival. However, his premature efforts to centralize power by curbing the autonomy of regional governors led to widespread rebellion, known as the Two Emperors and Four Princes Rebellion. Although the revolt was eventually subdued by Chancellor Li Bai and General Li Sheng, it further entrenched the power of the Fanjin, exacerbating decentralization. In 805 AD, Emperor Dizong died, and his son, Li Song, ascended as Emperor Xuanzong. Xuanzong launched the Yongzheng reforms, aimed at curbing the influence of regional governors and eunuchs. However, these reforms faced fierce resistance from vested interests, leading to his abdication after only 186 days in favor of his son, Li Chun, who became Emperor Xuanzong. Emperor Xuanzong's reign marked a period of consolidation and reform. Determined to restore central authority, he employed strict laws to reign in the Fanjin. His efforts successfully brought rebellious regions like Hunan, Shandong, and Hebei back under central control, achieving a brief reunification of the empire, known as the Yuanhe Restoration. However, in his later years, Xuanzong became obsessed with immortality, consuming elixirs that affected his temperament, leading to erratic behavior and purges of eunuchs. This tension culminated in his assassination by eunuch Chen Hongzhi and others in 820 AD, ending his reign and marking the beginning of renewed instability in the Tang court. After the assassination of Emperor Xuanzong in 820 AD, the influence of eunuchs over the Tang court became increasingly dominant. The same year, Li Hong was installed as Emperor Muzong by the eunuchs. Muzong indulged in pleasures and, like his father, became addicted to elixirs of immortality, which ultimately led to his death in 824 AD after only 4 years on the throne. His eldest son, Li Jian, ascended as Emperor Jingzong. However, Jingzong was negligent in state affairs, spending his time hunting and indulging in frivolities, allowing corrupt officials like Wang Shouqing to dominate the court. Jingzong was assassinated in 827 AD by the eunuch Lu Keming, who was subsequently killed by Wang Shouqing. Li Ong, another prince, was then installed as Emperor Xuanzong. During Xuanzong's reign, real power was in the hands of the eunuchs, determined to reclaim imperial authority. Xuanzong supported reformist officials and planned to eliminate the eunuchs, including Qiu Shiliang. However, the plan, known as the Sweet Dew Incident, Ganlu Incident, was discovered, leading to a massacre of court officials by the eunuchs and Xuanzong's effective house arrest. Demoralized, Xuanzong turned to alcohol and passed away in 840 AD. That same year, the eunuch Qiu Shiliang installed Xuanzong's brother, Li Yan, as Emperor Wuzong. Wuzong appointed capable ministers like Li Diu, and together they curtailed the influence of Qiu Shiliang and weakened the power of regional governors, Fanjin. They also implemented policies to revitalize the economy and government, leading to a brief resurgence known as the Huichang Restoration. However, Emperor Wuzong's health declined due to his reliance on alchemical elixirs, and he died in 846 AD. Li Qin, a distant relative, was installed by eunuch Ma Yuanjue as Emperor Xuanzong. Li Chan, initially perceived as a weak ruler who could be manipulated by the eunuchs, Xuanzong surprised many by demonstrating a strong desire to restore order and revive the Tang dynasty, embarking on a path of reform and diligent governance. Emperor Xuanzong of Tang, Li Chun, despite initial perceptions of weakness, demonstrated ambition and diligence during his reign. He actively suppressed eunuch influence, restrained the power of aristocrats, and implemented frugal governance, earning the respect of the populace. Militarily, He achieved victories against the Tibetans, stabilized northern borders, and quelled unrest in Annam, leading to a brief revitalization of the Tang dynasty known as the Dazhong reign prosperity. However, toward the end of Xuanzong's reign, political and economic decline set in, with increasing domestic unrest. Like many of his predecessors, Xuanzong succumbed to the influence of immortality elixirs, leading to his death by poisoning. After his passing, successive emperors Yizong and Shizong proved to be ineffective rulers, accelerating the Tang dynasty's decline. Their reliance on eunuchs and widespread corruption deepened societal inequalities and sparked peasant uprisings, most notably the Huangqiao Rebellion. Although the rebellion was eventually suppressed, it devastated southern China and weakened the dynasty further. In 888 AD, Emperor Shizong died without an heir, and his brother Li Yi ascended the throne as Emperor Xuanzong. Initially, Xuanzong sought to restore order by launching campaigns against regional warlords like Tian Lingzi and Li Qiang. Despite some successes, his efforts depleted the imperial army, paving the way for Zhu Wen, formerly Zhu Xuanzong, a powerful warlord, to dominate central China. By the late 9th century, Zhu Wen had effectively seized control of the Tang court. In 904 AD, Zhu Wen captured Chang'an, forced Xuanzong to relocate the capital to Luoyang, and subsequently assassinated him. He installed Xuanzong's youngest son, Li Zhu, as Emperor Ai. Zhu Wen then purged the remaining Tang loyalists in the infamous White Horse Massacre, where 30 officials were executed and their bodies thrown into the Yellow River. Finally, in 907 AD, Zhu Wen compelled Emperor Ai to abdicate, ending the Tang dynasty. Zhu Wen declared himself emperor of the later Liang dynasty, bringing an end to the 326-year history of the Sui-Tang Empire and signaling the start of the 5 dynasties and 10 kingdoms period in Chinese history.